So finally made it down to the river. There's a spot a little bit further down that I could see on the satellite images that I think could be pretty good. So yeah, probably got another maybe K and a half or so. It's probably about an hour walk. And fingers crossed it's a nice little campsite. This guy just scared the crap out of me. Look at those soulless eyes. I think I'm definitely going to be boiling my water down here. There've been that many dead animals and sort of scat lying on the riverbanks. What is he? I think he's a goat. Apparently you do get a fair few goats around this area, so man, something's had a pretty decent go at him. Or should I say goat at him? Oh, dad joke, sorry. Man, that smells so good. So this is a eucalyptus tree, and the leaves are packed full of eucalyptus oil. And depending on the species of the eucalyptus tree, they tend to have sort of different strengths in the smell. This one in particular is pretty strong. I'm not quite sure what eucalyptus is. Yeah, because this is new country to me, so I'm not too familiar with these particular trees. But yeah, I find when I'm sort of walking on new country, it's always nice to just give the leaves a bit of a sniff. I find it sort of good way to kind of connect you to the country you're on, and just smells pretty damn good. So, oh, so nice. Man, this place is beautiful. Oh, this is lovely. So yeah, let's try and cross the river here and hopefully we can find a nice little spot to set up camp. Oh, I'm exhausted. It's been a very long day. I think I left home about 6:30 this morning and it's about 3:15 now. So yeah, very long day. It took about 5 hours to drive, and then yeah, the rest of that time was sort of hiking in here and filming and bits and pieces. So pretty exhausted. Haven't got too much longer till sunset. I think sunset's about 5:30. So yeah, about 2 hours. But yeah, really stoked to finally come and check this place out. I've been wanting to come to this area for a very long time. I had a few people sort of recommend it to me, and man, it's proved to be a really beautiful place. So just having sort of like the little rapids behind me, and then that nice big pool of water over there, which I saw a few fish jump out before. So pretty stoked about that, because I've got the fishing rod with me this time. So fingers crossed we can actually get a fish this trip. I know I've said that for many videos, but fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm just pretty stoked to be here. Eh? It's a beautiful place. It's just got such a nice feel to it. Camping amongst these casuarinas, yeah, it's kind of got a bit of an American feel to it. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a really nice weekend. I'm here for 2 nights. So yeah, today's Friday, gonna leave on Sunday. So tomorrow, just gonna spend the whole day just. Yeah, I might try and build a few little bushcraft things, like maybe try and build a chair or something like that, and yeah, and go for a fish, and then yeah, just enjoy the area. So pretty excited. It's meant to be a really like nice weekend as well. Pretty like sunny. I think tops of about 13, so a little bit chilly. I think it's meant to get down to about -2 at night as well. So pretty cold, but I am pretty far west. I'm sort of about 4.5, 5 hours from Sydney. So yeah, sort of out in the central New South Wales. So it gets pretty chilly out here. I think last week actually even had some snow around this area. So yeah, but hopefully there's no snow tonight. But yeah, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really, really nice weekend. Anyway, yeah, so I've chose this for the campsite. I had a little look around, but it's pretty hard to find a perfect spot around here because it's a little bit uneven, the ground. There's heaps of little sort of rocky boulders and pebbles and things like that. So yeah, I think this will do, but it seems pretty nice here. I might just have to sort of level it out a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, I think it should be a nice little spot to camp for the weekend. So anyway, got about 2 hours till dark, so we get a wriggle on and yeah, get this camp set up. Yeah, so this is where I'm going to construct the shelter. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to get sort of about 25-30 kilometres an hour winds coming from the west-northwest. So north is that direction. So the winds do come down the valley behind me. I sort of have the shelter facing that direction. I should be pretty good. There's a fair bit of timber that's been sort of washed down the river in some big floods and things like that. It's kind of built up around these trees. So I might try and take advantage of that. Maybe sort of use it to make a frame and then chuck a tarp over that. Would be good to try and make the whole shelter out of natural materials, but I don't have a whole lot of time. Like I said, 2 hours. So I might try and at least make the frame and then use the tarp. And I think that should be pretty good. First things first, let's get these beers on ice. Yeah, so here's a pretty good example of why you got to be careful when you're selecting your campsite close to a river. As you can see, this place gets some pretty crazy floods and just grabs everything in its path and just throws it against the trees. So almost looks like a bit of a beaver dam behind me. There's so much debris and fallen timber everywhere. So you can definitely tell this area gets some pretty crazy flash flooding. I did remember reading up before I came here that this area is prone to flash floods, so I was aware of that before I came in. In selecting a campsite, if there was going to be rain this weekend, then I would definitely camp on higher ground. But this weekend there's no rain whatsoever forecast, so I should be fine where I am. I'm kind of on a bit of an incline, so yeah, on a bit of a hill, so I shouldn't have any issue anyway. But yeah, you just got to be pretty careful about that because as soon as that water starts coming down that river, it's going to be here real quick, so you don't have much time to muck around. But one good thing about it is it provides lots of timber for me to use, so that's a good bonus. It saves me going around looking through the bush for this kind of stuff. It's all piled up in a perfect neat pile. the idea is to chock the tarp over the back of it. Never really built a shelter like this before, so I'm kind of learning as I go. Yeah, so I've just got a DD hammock 3x3 metre tarp, so let's see how it goes over the back of this. Yeah, so I might just have to bury this post a little bit further into the ground. That way the tarp sits closer to the ground and doesn't let any cold air come underneath. Yeah, so I think she's about done. She seems pretty solid and sturdy. She's not exactly what I was thinking. I was kind of had something a little bit different in mind, but you're kind of limited when you've got a square tarp. You can only do so many configurations, and yeah, I think it'll do for the weekend. It should keep me nice and warm and dry, which is the main thing. Anyway, I've got about 15 minutes until it gets dark. It's starting to get dark pretty quickly, so I might try and grab some firewood and get that started. So I'll give you guys a quick little tour before I get the fire started. Yeah, even though it wasn't exactly what I had in mind, still pretty happy with it. It's not perfect. There's a few things I could definitely improve on, but it's really hard to drive pegs into the ground around here. There's so many stones, so I've just had to use some stones at the back to weigh it down a bit. Yeah, so not a bad little design. It'll definitely keep me nice and dry tonight. Actually, I forgot to chuck the ground sheet in it, so I'll do that now. Doesn't seem like there's too many creepy crawlings running around, which is good. Oh no. Oh, bloody hell. Look at the size of the rip in my shirt. Ah, rookie. I should have cut these off before I put it up. I cut it off on this main post going back so I didn't put any holes in the tarp, but I didn't do these ones. Rookie mistake. Oh, that sucks. Lesson learnt. Oh, I'm exhausted today. It's been a very, very big day. I'm going to sleep so well tonight. But yeah, man, exhausted. So yeah, this beer's going down an absolute treat. Tonight I've got the Filter IPA, which I think I've had once before. But yeah, it's just this brewery company in general. They make some awesome beers. So if you're into craft beers, definitely check out Filter. Pretty much, yeah, every beer they make, I froth on. So yeah, it's a good drop. It's nice to be back out in the bush. Yeah, well, I haven't been camping for close to a month and a half, I think now. Obviously, went out to Uluru a couple of weeks back, but I don't know if you can really call that camping since I was living out of the back of a camper van. So, but yeah, it's nice to be back out in the bush and do what I love doing, which is this kind of stuff. So it's good. But yeah, that Red Center trip, oh man, could not talk highly of that. Sorry, could not talk highly of that enough. Mumbled that up. Yeah, man, it's absolutely some beautiful country. So if you've ever thought about going out to the Red Center, just do it, eh? Like I've always kind of put it on the back of the list, like thinking I'll just do it later in life. But I'm so glad I actually went out there and yeah, did it now because, man, the place just blows you away. Just everywhere. Katajuda, Uluru, Kings Canyon, yeah, the West MacDonnell Ranges, man, they're all just absolute stunning countries. So yeah, really, really glad we went out and did it. Laura loved it. She had such a good time. I had such a good time. Doing the camper van, that was a good way to do it too. You just sort of pulling off some roadside stops, and I don't think we even, actually one night we stayed at a caravan park. Every other night we just stayed in free camping on the side of the road, and such a good way to do it because you're just out there, you can have a little fire, got the red sand all around you, sand dunes and things like that, which is really cool. And then just sitting by a fire and looking up at the stars. Oh, if you're into space and the stars, go out there just for that because man, the stars out there just are insane. Like it's incredible. I've never seen so many stars in my life, and yeah, it's a shame that you have to go out to places like that to actually really experience what the true night sky is actually like. It's a shame you can't really see that in the cities. But man, you seriously just sit down in your chair, you just look up, and you just see the whole Milky Way. You see the light patches, the dark patches, and you really feel like you're just sitting on a rock looking into the middle of a galaxy. It absolutely blows you away. So, especially after you've had a few gins, you get pretty deep into these conversations, and yeah, man, it's incredible. Could not talk highly enough of it. But there's just something about like the Red Center, like Uluru and places like that. It's just, I don't know, you hear people talk about like the spirit of the land and like the connection to the country, and when you go to places like that, you can really feel like there's a certain energy when you're sort of in these areas, and they just, yeah, it blows you away. Like it's a really, really powerful place. So I really recommend to go out and do it properly and go camping and stuff. Don't stay in a hotel or anything, because I really think to experience properly, you got to go out there and sit by a campfire and look at the stars and look at the red earth and really get amongst it, get amongst the elements, because yeah, it's some powerful country, and you can really understand why, yeah, sort of the old fellas talk about the spirit of the land. You can really feel it when you're in places like that. So yeah, definitely keen to do a bit more of Australia. Pretty keen to go check out the Kimberley. Maybe try next year try and get out to the Kimberley, which would be pretty good. I've heard good things about there, so yeah, that's on the bucket list definitely. Anyway, almost got some good better coals down now, so I'll probably get the grub on pretty soon. Tonight I've got a cattleman's cutlet and just some veggies to go with it, so yeah, it should be good. I'm super hungry. Didn't have any lunch today, so this dinner is going to go down an absolute treat. So we'll get that on in a sec. Yeah, so just in the tucker bag tonight. Let's see what we got. Actually, I had someone comment on one of my last videos saying, what the hell is a tucker bag? So tucker is just another name for food. So whenever I talk about, say, bush tucker, I just mean, yeah, wild edibles or bush food. Same goes when I talk about a tucker bag, it's just my food bag. I figured a fair few of you guys are watching from overseas and you probably haven't quite caught on to our lingo yet, but you'll eventually get there. Anyway, just going to chuck this potato on and then I'll mash it up once it's done. Yeah, so in the front of my VanQuest Husky pouch, I always keep some foil, so I might just grab a little bit of that. And then wrap up the potato. I could just chuck the potato in the fire like that, just by itself. I have done that plenty of times, but I don't know, I think tonight I might use a foil. Yeah, so for you guys been telling me to get a plastic chopping board for the metal plate, I finally bit the bullet and did it. So yeah, nice little plastic chopping board, fits in there nice and snug. And that way no more knife on a metal plate. So I'm sure a lot of you guys will be pretty happy about that because I've had plenty of comments. Anyway, actually I'll take that out for now. And we'll chuck in the cattleman's cutlet. Oh man, this is going to be that good. So I'm just going to oil it up first. Oh yeah, so just in here we've just got some bush spice and some garlic and herb salt. You just get from your local Coles and Woolies. I think it's like a Master Foods bush spice and garlic and herb salt. So it does the job. It's pretty nice. So let's put some of that on. See how this is going. Oh my goodness. How good does that look? Oh, that is perfect. Oh man, I'm so keen for this steak. I've actually never had a cattleman's cutlet, so pretty keen to give it a go. Alright, I think they're done. Alright, well I think that potato's probably about done as well. So we'll get him out. Oh, she's a little bit crispy. Completely black. Yeah, right. See how we go with this one. Oh, she is a bit crispy. Oh, the inside is well and truly cooked, which is the main thing, and yeah, I guess I left it in a little bit too long. Oh well. Just gonna put some butter with them. Got some chives from home. So actually, they're chives or shallots? I'm not quite sure. I think they're chives. So I might just chop some of them up and just sprinkle on top. Have to agree, it's pretty handy having this little chopping board. I think it's going to make my life a hell of a lot easier. Oh mate, tell me that does not look good. Oh, so keen for this. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, I think she might be a little bit overdone. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, she's a little bit overcooked, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm not going to be that fussy right now. Yeah, a little bit overdone, but still good. Oh man, that is so juicy. Oh man, those veggies are real nice. Let's give this potato a go. It's kind of, it's so burnt on the outside that it's basically just made little boats, little containers for it. Oh man, that's delicious. Oh, those chives and that butter. Oh man, that's bloody good. Oh man, that's delicious. Starting to cool down a bit now. Like I said, I think it's meant to get down to about either 0 or -2. Can't quite remember. When I was driving in here It was about 9 o'clock this morning and it was only about 4 degrees. Actually, no, it was about 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah, it was only about 4 degrees. So, yeah, I think it's going to get pretty chilly tonight. But I've got the bivvy with me, but I don't think I'll use it. I think I'm just going to have the sleeping mat down and just see how I go tonight. If it's too cold tonight, then maybe tomorrow I'll chuck the bivvy out, because having the bivvy sort of adds another 5 degrees warmer, like warmth, I reckon. So I'll see how I go tonight without it. I think I should be fine. I've got enough warm layers and a good sleeping bag, so I think I should be fine, but see how we go. Alright, well, that's me done for tonight. I'm just going to smash this, watch a little bit of the bush telly, and then yeah, hit the hay pretty early because I am wrecked. So try and get up nice and early tomorrow and maybe even go for a little bit of a fish in the morning. And yeah, pretty keen for tomorrow. I think it's going to be a really nice day tomorrow. So yeah, looking forward to it. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. Woke up to a very frosty morning this morning. I even had frost build up on the inside and on the outside of the tarp, which is a first for me. Having the frost covering the ground, so definitely got pretty chilly last night. I'd probably say it got down to about -2 or -3, which is by far the coldest I've ever slept in. But I slept pretty well. Only woke up a few times, and it was pretty chilly when I woke up. Like I was kind of on the borderline of being a bit too cold. So I think I kind of took my gear to sort of its limits. If I was to go any colder than that, I'd probably have to get a bit warmer gear. But all things considering, when I'm sleeping on the ground underneath the tarp, I think I did pretty well. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I've just cooked up some brekkie, just some scrambled eggs and some mushrooms and a hot chocolate. Actually, I've had a few guys sort of say why I never drink coffee. Truth be told, I've never actually had a cup of coffee in my life. I'm probably the only 30-year-old guy who's never drank coffee. So yeah, I've just never gotten around to doing it, and I'm pretty stoked with hot chocolate. So yeah, I just seem to drink that all the time. One of these days I'll give coffee a go. Everyone seems to rave about it. So but yeah, just gonna go collect some water pretty soon. I've run out of water, so go get some water and then boil that up, because I've seen a few dead animals lying along the riverbank. So a little bit cautious about sort of bacteria and viruses being in the water. So just going to boil up some water and then pot around camp for a little bit and then go for a fish a bit later on. So I think it should be a good day. It's a really nice, clear, sunny day. There's no cloud in the sky, so I think we're in for a beautiful winter's day. So anyway, I'll pack this up and I'll go get some water pretty soon. So I'm just going to knock up a pretty quick and simple pot hanger just so I can boil up the water. Yeah, so I want the pot hanging just about there, so I'm just going to carve out a little notch for the pot hanger to sit in. Cool, that should do. Now let's go get some water. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, this is called a millbank bag. And basically it's just a canvas bag that's used to filter out the sediment from water. So what I got to do first is just soak it in the water just so it gets really, really drenched. And then what I want to do is just basically fill up the bag with the water. Now it's got a line on it, so I'm just going to wait till the water gets past that point, so that way it allows any water that's on the outside of the bag to drain off, and then you've got the filtered water coming out the bottom, so that should be good now. Alright, cool, so now we'll go up and boil that to kill any viruses or bacteria in the water. Yeah, so we've just got some punk wood here. So I'm just going to take some of this back and char it in my tin so I can use it with the flint and steel later. Yeah, so just in my char tin, I've got my flint and steel. So I've just got some bits of cotton. This is actually bits of my old tea towel that's starting to fall apart. So I tore some pieces off it. It's just 100% cotton. You have to use 100% cotton, or 100% any natural material. You can't have anything synthetic in it, otherwise it won't char properly. So just got some of that, but I'm also going to try and char some of this punk wood. So yeah, we'll just sort of break some of the pieces off like that. Actually, I'll put this in first. I might char both at the same time, so I'll pop those in. I'll try and chuck some of that in. Yeah, so for those who don't know, punk wood is just timber that's basically in the form of decay. So it's lost all of its structural integrity, and it's basically just turned to mush almost. So I'll just pop some of that in there and we'll close that up and we'll chuck it in the fire. Yeah, that wind started to pick up a bit now. Actually feels like it's coming from the east. The report says it's going to be a nor'wester, so maybe it might swing around a bit later. Anyway, I think this char tin's just about done, so we'll get that out of the fire. So when the smoke stops coming out of the little hole, you know it's done. So we'll get this out of the fire. Yeah, so there you go. Nice and charred. So I'll be able to use this to start the fire later on. And that way every time I start to run out of this, I'll just top it back up with either some cotton rag or just some punk wood or another natural tinder I can find in the bush. Yeah, so having a look at the rocks around here, there's a fair bit of quartz. So we can actually strike this against the steel and get a spark just like with the flint and steel. Because the issue in Australia is we actually don't have many places where you can find flint naturally. From my understanding, there's only one place down in I think South Australia or something like that. So yeah, that's why the Aborigines never really sort of made flint tools like arrowheads or anything like that, just because it wasn't an available resource. So yeah, but we do have quartz. You can generally find this sort of like around riverbeds and things like that. So I'll show you how to process this and then we can get a spark from it to start a fire. Yeah, so now we've got a nice sharp edge that I can use to strike the steel against and get a spark from it. So just get the steel out, just a little bit of the charcoal off. And we just hold this, so you've got a pretty sharp edge there. So if I just put this on top, right up on the edge, hopefully you guys can see this. Get the steel striker. There you go. Just takes one small spark. There, and you just chuck that in your tinder bundle and blow it into a flame. Alright, well I think I might try and bushcraft me up a chair. Alright, moment of truth. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh man. It's actually pretty comfy. I haven't lashed down the sticks I'm using for a seat. I figured I might not bother because I can't really be bothered to waste too much time. It's already getting close to 3 o'clock, so I want to go fishing in a sec, but might just leave them unlashed, but feels pretty solid, eh? Oh, this is good. Might have to do this more often. Yeah, nice. Not bad at all. So I'm just trying to decide what lures to use. I actually had a really nice subscriber send me these homemade lures, which is incredibly kind of him. So pretty keen to give one of these a try. He said they're pretty good for inland fishing. So I think I might give one of these bad boys a go, but if I don't catch anything in them, I've got a few other different kinds of lures here. I've also got some corn because I have heard that you get a fair few carp up here, so might even give that a go. But I think we'll start off on one of these guys and yeah, see how we go. Yeah, it's not really having much luck on the lures, so I'm just going to give the old corn kernels a go. I have heard that you get a fair few carp in this river, and I keep seeing sort of things like lap the surface. They're not jumping, but they're kind of like lap it and moving the water around. So I have a feeling it could be carp. So I'm just going to go give it a go. So I've just got the hook with some corn kernels and just a sinker. For those of you who have fished for carp before, should I be using a float? I haven't got a float, so either way I'm not going to be using one, but in future, should I be adding a float to this or just a sinker and a hook? Anyway, let us know, because we all know that I'm a massive rookie when it comes to fishing, so all the help I can get, the better. Anyway, we'll cast this out and we'll see how we go. Yeah, so not much luck unfortunately. I've had the corn in for about 45 minutes and yeah, not a single bite. So either there is no carp or they don't want my corn, one or the other. But yeah, I think I might call it a day and go back pretty soon because it's probably gonna get dark in about 20 minutes. The sun's just dipped behind the ridge there and it's starting to get pretty cold already. So pretty keen to go back and get some firewood collected and get this fire started. Yeah, bit of a shame, but seems to be the story of my life. I'll just keep on trying until I eventually get there. how good is this spot? I think I'll definitely be coming back here in the future. It's so nice with just having the little rapids behind me, and on the nice calm night like tonight, when you've got the currawong singing in the distance, and you just can't beat it, eh? This is why I love doing this kind of stuff. It's just good for the soul. Alright, let's go back and get the fire started. Oh man, I'm loving this chair, eh? Seriously, I'm surprised it's taken me this long to actually build one. Pretty quick and easy, and man, so comfy. So, for dinner tonight, I'm gonna make mushroom and halloumi burgers. So I've just got some Turkish bread in here with some rocket. Yeah, some mushrooms. What else we got? Halloumi and a tomato. Actually, I had a few, in my last video where I cooked some halloumi, I must mumble it or something because I had that many people saying, what the hell is halloumi cheese? Like spell it L-O-O-M-E-Y. What I'm trying to say is halloumi cheese. So yeah, I tend to mumble a fair bit. So yeah, I don't blame you for getting a bit confused, but yeah, halloumi cheese. I'm guessing the rest of the world eats this stuff. I don't know, in Australia it's pretty popular. Like if you ever go out for like breakfast or lunches and stuff, there's always halloumi cheese on the menu, and it's a big Greek thing. So I absolutely love this stuff. I ate so much halloumi cheese, and it's the bee's knees. Yeah, cool. So Turkish bread, rocket, halloumi, mushrooms. Got some onion. I'm going to try and yeah, just sort of fry up, and then some butter, and then just what sauce is this? Pickle-naise, that's right. It's a new thing. I got it from Woolies the other day. It's yeah, pickle-naise. So it's pretty tasty. So it goes well on burgers and sandwiches. So anyway, we'll cut all this up, and then we'll chuck it on the fire. So we'll put the grill down first and get that nice and hot. Alright, well, first things first, we'll cut up some of this onion, chuck in my nifty little chopping board. Just going to chuck these mushrooms in whole and see how they cook up. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Mushrooms looking good, onions looking good, it's all looking good. Crack open the halloumi, cut some of that up. Now, I'd like to eat the whole block, but is that appropriate? Maybe we could save some for breakfast actually. Maybe that can be for breakfast, and this can be for dinner. Yeah, well, I think that's yeah, they're well and truly done. So I'll take that off the heat and then chuck the halloumi on. move the other side a bit and I'll start toasting the bread. This is just Turkish bread. Oh, she's a little bit crispy. Alright, well I think that halloumi is about done. I'll just chuck on the other piece of Turkish bread, toast that up. So first up we'll put down some of this pickled-naise. Next up we'll put down the caramelised onion. It's a little bit crispy. It always seems to be a pretty common theme with my cooking. Everything always ends up a little bit crispy. Next up the halloumi. And then the grilled mushrooms. Last but not least, just got some rocket from the garden at home. Then we'll just chuck his little hat on and bon appetit. Alright, well I think it's time for a gin as well. Oh yeah, a meal fit for kings. Let's dig in. Oh, this looks so good. Oh. Let's see if I can get it in my mouth. Oh yeah. Except for maybe that burnt bit at the end. Not bad at all. This is a decent sized sandwich. Pretty quick and easy to cook too. Oh man, that is so good. It's a good thing about like halloumi and sort of hard cheeses. You can bring them into the bush and yeah, they'll last a good couple of days. Obviously maybe not in the middle of summer, but sort of the shoulder seasons and in winter, I'd be happy keeping this in my pack for 3 or 4 days, and I don't reckon it caused me any issues. So I haven't got sick yet, knock on wood. So yeah. Man, that burger went down an absolute treat, eh? That was some gourmet stuff right there. Definitely hit the spot. Yeah, it was actually a nice little day today. I'm actually really glad I sort of just, yeah, didn't do a whole lot, just kind of potted around camp and did a few little bushcrafty items. Like, I've been wanting to make a chair like this for quite a while, so sort of glad I spent the time today to actually just sit down and do it. And the fact that you've got so much like timber that's been washed up through like the floods makes life so easy. Rather than going rummaging through the bush, you pretty much just have a timber store right next to you. So that was pretty good. It's also nice to actually finally be out of the dirt. Every time I go home after a camping trip, I'm absolutely filthy because I'm just seriously sitting in dirt for 3 days. So to be able to sit in a nice comfy chair like this, and can't complain. Anyway, I'm pretty exhausted now, so I think I might pack it in pretty soon. I'm just going to watch a bit of the bush telly for a little bit longer, and then I might listen to some tunes, and then I'll hit the hay after that. Be interesting to see how cold it gets tonight, but I managed to do it last night, so I'm sure I can do it again tonight. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Morning guys, woke up to another lovely winter's day today. It's a really nice day. Wish I could hang around here, but unfortunately I have to go home. Bloody work always gets in the way, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's about 9:30, so I've just had some brekkie and stuff, and now I think it's time for me to pack all this down. Like I said, it's about a 7-hour trek to get home, so yeah, a bit of a mission. So I kind of want to get out of here by about 10 or 10:30, so I kind of need to get a bit of a wriggle on. So I'll pack all this down and then I'll get back to you guys before I leave. Alright, well camp's all packed up. I've put the fire well and truly out and scattered all the ashes and the rocks. So yeah, it looks like no one was ever here. It's always good to practice the leave no trace mentality. Man, this is such a beautiful spot. Could easily stay here a couple more days. I was just starting to get pretty settled as well, but unfortunately got to go back to the real world at some stage. But I'm pretty keen to come back here, maybe as the weather starts to warm up. Feel like the fish might be a little bit more active in summer, so yeah, pretty keen to come back. Anyway, so that's another trip done and dusted. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. And if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of stuff, feel free to check out my other videos. Anyway, till next time guys, hooroo.